Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and whatever else you want to call yourself. We have some stories here, and no matter how bad things are, you really need to hang around with the final story, people. It's a good one.
Yeah,
Nomad, all yours, mate.
what people want to think of themselves as, to include farm animals, right?
Hey,
We're not
does
just.
that really shock you?
let's let's get started. And some of the stories are recent. Some of them are a little bit longer. For the most part, though, I'm not going to cover the SCOTUS stuff because the that is an ever evolving lunacy story, and I'm just waiting for the explosions as when people start having aneurysms, right? But I will cover it to a
Uh,
slight extent. We will do something on it. Right? So let's start off with Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle, the comedian, was attacked. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, video shows the moment that the suspect tackles the comedian at the Hollywood Bowl. And I mean, I could show it to you, right? Where's the thing? They're just gonna go over the other part. They're not gonna actually show the show it there. Uh,
mhm.
I gotta give the perp credit. It was a good tackle, right? Because
Yeah,
he does come in there and basically throws himself at Dave Chappelle, right? Video
but
shows Dave Chappelle falling back, but managed to quickly free himself as security rushed to grab the attacker. Well, Dave Chappelle freed himself, and this guy got up and tried to run.
yeah,
All right,
yeah,
all right. Now, it's a good thing Dave Chappelle wasn't hurt. This guy was armed, and this guy was trying to hurt Dave Chappelle.
yes.
Okay, there's no doubt about this. All right, they've released a photo of a replica gun that basically you press a trigger. It's not really a gun, and it flicks out a knife extension. And that's what he tried to stab Chappelle with. Now Chappelle was not injured, and continued down his thing, and then he's like, "Get that guy out of here!" This is after. If you watch the, like I said, I'm not even sure I can show it because if you watch the actual video of it, it shows his security group working over this guy.
Yeah, Nomad, did you see what happened to the man's arm?
Oh yeah, yeah, I saw
Okay,
it.
just wanted to make sure we both know exactly what we're talking about. The arm.
And Chappelle,
Even I'm gonna go, ouch.
Chappelle kind of wanted to go down there and say, "Let me go stomp him with you."
Yeah.
All right, it was pretty bad. And then Chris Rock came out of the stage,
Yes.
right? He got
Hmm.
the microphone and goes, "What's that? Was that Will? Was that Will Smith?" So yes,
That style, though, come on, that really is.
so
When,
they've identified the perp. All right, the guy is a mentally ill rapper slash wannabe. All right. Apparently, he has a Spotify account where he has like 6,000 followers on Spotify daily listening to his rap.
hmm,
Um, which I don't know if that's good, bad, or different. I really have no idea. I'm not a
yeah.
Spotify person. All right. He obviously was deranged. Right. I seriously suspect that he was probably drug addled as well. Right.
Hmm.
I'm impressed that he got something that looked like a gun into this place. All right. To start with, because it does look like a handgun. Okay.
Yeah.
Thankfully, Dave Chappelle's all right. Dave Chappelle went on with his show and everything else. But this is the state of where we're at right now. Um, Dave Chappelle, he's a blue comedian. I mean, he's not there to make friends. He's there. He's there to make you laugh, right? That doesn't mean you gotta like the dude. He might be funny as shit.
It's just surprising that this sort of thing goes on. I know you, at this point, you go, I'm not shocked. You might be shocked, but it's surprising that this sort of thing actually goes on now. By surprising, I would actually take that to horrifying. I'll
What
be
I
honest with you. I
what I was surprised was when they tried to blame Trump. Right? It's a good thing I wasn't on that damn stage with Dave when that happened, because one of my comments would have been, "Are you sure that guy wasn't wearing a MAGA hat?" he had a robe, didn't he, Dave?
Oh dear.
You can imagine what Dave would have went off with on that. Dave Chappelle is not the biggest fan of Juicy.
No, actually, I can see he would have responded to that. I would imagine
He would
that would have been fun.
He'd have been like,
that would have been fun.
It'd have been banter back and forth.
Oh dear.
Probably too warm out. Anyway, on to the next story. Because we got to go around the world. And the world is suffering so much. The EU proposes a complete ban on Russian oil in the 6th sanctions package.
Finally.
The 6th. We've had 5 before this. We've gotten around to an oil ban.
Yeah. Don't forget that this whole thing with the oil ban in Europe is it probably won't happen for another 6 months yet.
Yeah, well, it's not going to happen in 6 months even. The head of the European Union on Wednesday proposed to member states to completely ban to a complete ban on Russian oil as part of the bloc's 6th sanctions package to be levied against Russia over its war in the Ukraine. This will be a complete import ban of all Russian oil, seaborne and pipeline crude and refined, said the European Commission's President Ursula von der Leyen. All right, as she told the European Parliament. And she issued this, and the Hungarians said, "Go F yourselves." the Hungarians said, "We're going to immediately veto this."
Yeah.
You would think, as a politician, before you tried to do something like this, that you would kind of already have discussed this with your member states to get them on board.
No. They should do what they're told. We're in charge, not them.
Not when you give somebody a veto.
Actually, no, I agree with you there, but something to look out for. How long would it be before the vetoes actually get wiped out?
Well, then I guess it's Hungrix. I mean, that's about the best thing. That's the best thing can happen.
Yeah.
You don't care about this, I know. The Fed raises rates by 0.5 percentage point, the biggest hike in 2 decades, to fight inflation. Only took you. What were you doing? You're talking to Ursula? This is what you've been doing for the past 2 years?
Pathetic, isn't it?
The Fed have been a bit busy, apparently. The Federal Reserve on Wednesday raised its benchmark interest rate by 0.5 percentage point. The most aggressive step yet in its fight against the 40-year high in inflation. Really? You mean it's only a attempt to fight inflation? The rest of it has been, well, let's spend more money. That'll work. That'll fight it. Inflation is much too high. No shit. It's been that way for what, 2 years now? Inflation is much too high, and we understand the hardship it is causing. Do you really? We're moving expeditiously. 2 years late. boy, they're right on it. They're moving with alacrity here, boys. It's expeditious.
Let's be honest, dude, okay? For bureaucracy, this is fast, okay? Bureaucracies measure their shit in continental drift speed. Don't they?
The Fed Chairman Jerome Powell said in a news conference, which he opened with an unusual direct address to the American people. He noted the burden of inflation on lower-income people. We're strongly committed to restoring price stability. Yeah. Have you stopped quantitative easing yet? No? Yeah. Okay. Well, am I missing something there, Jensen? Come on now.
No. To be completely honest, this whole thing. Look, too much money's got into the system. They are going to have to work out what they can do about that because they can play silly buggers with the interest as much as they like. Unless they're going to start churning up to silly numbers, it's not going to help.
Well, you're going to have to, by the end of the year, you're going to have raised the interest rate by at least two full percentage points. That means
Easily,
they're going to
yeah.
have to keep pumping on this half a percentage point increase for a while. And of course, what's the result? The result is that the stock market took another dive today, right? And of course,
Mm-hmm.
tech heavy stocks are taking the biggest brunt of it because much of it is, you know, laundered. Oh, I shouldn't say laundered. They've gotten loans, right?
Yeah.
So, you have these situations. This is the situation as it exists, right? They're going to have to raise these interest rates. If you're going to cool down the economy with cool down inflation. Now we've already had a shrinkage of 1.4% in the last quarter, 1.2% in the last quarter. I think it was 1.4.
Yeah.
All right. So if you have an economy shrinking already, and now you on top of that you got to throw in higher interest rates, what do you think the result's going to be? It's going to be a
Would be
crash.
good.
You know, you know, I mean, what do people expect?
Hey, you guys have dealt with it before. Just going to say Dust Bowl and leave it there.
Dust Bowl. World hunger exploding after 25% spike before the Ukrainian war. Really? All right, Jensen. This one's all yours. Go ahead and explain it while I try and quiet this fan a little bit. Hang on.
Yeah, okay. Well, apparently, this whole thing has occurred because of the Russian Ukrainian incident. I'm not going to call it a war, I don't care what people say. It's a bloody incident. If wars cause a lot more damage than we've seen so far. Now, this is a load of rubbish, okay? World hunger has been going for ages. It's not just suddenly appeared. It's not just because Ukraine and Russia are not providing the food. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's not making it worse, because let's be fair, it is. But world hunger has been going for absolutely bloody ages. This is ridiculous. I seem to remember something to do with Elon Musk was contacted by a group saying, "We can deal with world hunger. Give us 5 billion." And his entire response was, "No problem. Go ahead. Show me how you're going to do it." And they didn't. Did
Well,
you hear about that, by the way?
they gave him a plan. Of course, the plan was only to feed some people and only for a short period of time. Well,
Yeah.
how are you going to end world hunger doing that? You're not. And of course,
Hey, I've got a plan for ending world hunger, but no one's willing to listen to me.
you're not trying to end world hunger, Jensen.
I am. Excuse me, sir. Yes, I am. There will be no hunger after we eat half of the people. The people that are dead are not hungry anymore. The people that have just eaten them are not hungry anymore. There you go. I've dealt with world hunger. Next.
The people that ate them are not going to get hungry ever again.
So we eat more people. I'm in a win-win here, mate. Okay.
From Bloomberg, the global hunger crisis is exploding as the war in Ukraine sends prices of key staples even higher, following a 25% spike in food insecurity last year. Okay. The comment came from the chief economist at the World Food Program, came as the global network against food crises. Can somebody tell me who the hell these people are, who hires these people? Where these people get their money for their jobs? Who pays the chief economist of the World Food Program?
We all do. Let's be honest. We all pay for it.
All right.
And it's just stupid.
And who pays the people that are part of the global network against food crises? Where do these people come from? If you want to start with the fact that there's a world crisis there, how about you fire all these guys and take that money and buy the food for the poor that you seem to be so concerned about?
Yeah.
I mean, you can buy quite a bit of food. I'm just putting it out there. All right. The gauge of the world food prices has soared to a record as Ukraine war disrupts harvests and exports. Really? Now, exports, I'm going to put that off to the side. Can you tell me what food is being harvested in the dead of winter in February and March in the Ukraine?
No, not actually that much, I agree, but the point is it's actually damaging their planting time. So what we're seeing now isn't half as bad as it's going to be, which is quite an amusing concept, to say the least.
Well, I understand that aspect of it, but it's not
Hmm.
disrupting harvests anywhere.
Like I say, except by the ultimate in the original version of Harvest, the planting. That is it. Otherwise I completely agree with you.
It's not like the rest of the world couldn't make up for the planting, could they?
But that involves people having to do things. God, I'm busy on my phone, thank you.
The world is exploding with food insecurity, said WFP's Arif Hussein said Wednesday. Why are all these people with Arabic names? Do they hire all the Arabs to sit up there and talk about food insecurity? Why don't they have like
Uh,
Matembo Katumpo, all right, or somebody like that? You know, somebody who's been starving in Somalia forever.
Fairness, mate. They're getting these Arabs because they come from deserts, and as we know, deserts are well known for not having much in the way of food. So it could be argued that's why they're picking them.
You want to fix this problem? Do you really want to stop this problem? You want to put an end to world hunger?
I've already told you how to, but go ahead.
You're wrong. If you're really trying to stop the problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
What you need to do is don't send them any food. don't,
Mm-hmm.
don't send them another bite. Send them someone like me. Send them someone like me who's going to walk out there and go, we've been coming out here for the past 7 or 8 decades, right? Trying to do all this stuff, and it occurred to us that it wouldn't be a problem if you moved to where the food is. Simple.
You're not wrong.
All right. You live in a desert.
Yeah.
Come here. See this? This is sand. You know it'll be 100 years from now? It'll be freaking sand! You live in a fucking desert! Get the car! Get the kids! My ode to Sam Kennison, folks.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, hello, Sam. Yeah.
Anyway, on to the next story. Alabama police seeking masked woman caught on camera stealing a lawnmower with a Crimson Tide yard sign. Police say that the woman rode the lawnmower into Florida. Alabama police have issued an arrest warrant for a woman caught on camera riding a stolen lawnmower and pulling a trailer with other stolen items, including a University of Alabama yard sign. Flompton police said the woman, who was later identified as Madonna Barnhill, is one of several individuals charged with multiple burglaries over the past 2 weeks.
Wow.
And her preferred getaway vehicle is a lawnmower. Can you tell me what the Alabama police were doing that they were unable to stop this heinous crime?
Especially on donuts, I had to stop in there and pick them up first.
Come on. Police received a report on April 24th of a burglary at a residence in Flomonton, all right, which is near the Alabama's border with Florida. I would hope it wasn't deep into Florida, into Alabama. What was she doing? A 20-mile ride on a lawnmower? Oh my
Well,
God! This is a
be
master criminal
thankful,
here.
dude. Be thankful they didn't try and arrest her for being on a dangerous weapon. I mean, let's be honest. The lawnmower, it's got blades. They could have violently driven over their toes or something.
I'm beginning to wonder. I'm beginning to understand now why these people in Florida act so stupid, because they've got an example right across the border that we never hear about. You know, that's what they're doing in Alabama. Alabama, over there in Florida, they're like, look what they did in Alabama, got away with it. So all these Florida man stories start really in Alabama, because it's guys going,
Yep.
look at that. And you know what they're doing. Hold my beer. Hold my beer. Oh my God.
Horrifying, but funny as all hell.
Speaking of Florida, pansexual Florida teacher canned for discussing orientation with students. Now, it's unfortunate that the word is canned and not what it should have been, caned, but that's a separate issue. Right? A Florida teacher claims she was fired for discussing her pansexual status with middle school students, whom she then asked to draw pictures representing their sexual orientations. Yes, you should have been fired.
Yeah, dude. If it had been caned, do you really want to be the one standing there listening to it going, yes, Daddy, harder, harder? No, you do not need that, okay? Nobody needs to deal with that shit.
But then again, the kind of caning, I'd be hiring some Middle Asians to go do it for us. They wouldn't be screaming harder, harder, I guarantee you.
Fair point.
Have you seen how they cane people out there in Malaysia?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You're not going to be going, oh, please. Okay. The Cape Coral art instructor, Casey Scott, said that her students were curious about her sexual orientation, and she explained to them that she was pansexual during a lesson in March, the NBC2 reported. The discussion happened in class because of that. Now I'm fired, Scott told the outlet. No bullshit. The students didn't ask you about your sexual orientation, as you were trying to sit up there and tell them about your sexual orientation, and then you tried to give them a sexual orientation or gender assignment, all right, as a part of your curriculum. Look, you want to teach how to draw, you want to teach how to paint, you want to teach music, fine. I don't need, right, for you to sit up there and go, oh, look, we're going to paint with our genitals here. We're going to use artwork for genitals today. All right? And they didn't believe it or not, they didn't let you sit up there and go do the masters kind of thing where they had the person strip and they would sit up there and paint the nudes that way. That wasn't happening either.
No. Or at least we hope it wasn't. Because that's just something nobody needs to deal with right now.
Let's be honest, that kind of crap, I'm not saying that crap didn't go on, but it always took place out of the way, and it wasn't during the school day and during the regular school hours. It would take place after hours where somebody would sit up there and do stupid shit like that. All right? I'm not ignorant of what life was like, but I also know that this was dumb. All right? And what happens in here. All this idea that, oh, we're just going to paint a nude person as part of our core curriculum. Bullshit. All right? You don't need to do that to sit up there and learn how to paint the human body.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we're going to use finger paints.
Dude, I just want to respond to SSM. You actually want it in brine, mate. That way it's nice and salted. He was asking about how to have long pig. Let him know.
Okay. Alrighty, Jenson. Now, I wasn't going to do this story, but I decided to do it anyway because it's not May 4th. So the day is tightly changed. All right. On this day, the HMS Sheffield sank by an Argentinian jet. On May 4th, 1982, an Argentine jet fighter sank the British destroyer HMS Sheffield during the Falklands War. Okay. Now, Jensen,
Yeah.
what do you know about the Sheffield?
Well, I know it was hit by an Exocet missile. I know that it took an insane amount of damage for an Exocet missile. And after what you told me about what it's made from, it doesn't surprise me it took that much damage from a single Exocet bloody missile.
Well, an Exocet missile is kind of large, but it's still not big enough to take a destroyer down, or shouldn't have been, except for the fact that the HMS Sheffield
Exactly.
was designed quite a bit different than other ships. For one thing, its hull wasn't steel; its hull was aluminum. All right, and what this gave the Sheffield was a cross section on radar that looked like a carrier. Okay, so the Argentinians were actually trying to shoot the carriers, all right, for the British carrier rather than the Sheffield itself. Okay, and unfortunately, the stores that it hit caused a raging fire, which people don't understand this because they don't understand metallurgy. But aluminum, pure aluminum, likes to oxidize when you get it hot enough. Okay, you get aluminum hot enough, you get any metal hot enough, it'll oxidize, and it'll oxidize heavily, right? But aluminum is really readily able to do it. That's why the aluminum powder is used in tannerite. Right, for people.
Okay, now I've got. You're doing this just to bug me now, aren't you? Come on.
What?
You're saying aluminum. You know it's aluminium. You're just repeating it just to annoy me, aren't you? Come on. Be honest.
I was not
The
doing it just to
colonials.
annoy you, but at the same time, it doesn't bother me in the slightest. It's spelled aluminum, not aluminium.
No, it's spelled aluminium. You lot can't spell it properly. That's all.
We spell it the same way you do.
No, you don't.
Yes, we do.
No, you're missing.
No, we're not.
You are. Sorry, but you actually are.
No, we're
This is
not.
the one. You are.
No.
If you're actually spelling it the same as us, then you are mispronouncing it.
No.
It's one of two things. Okay. Right. Matt has spelled it. Okay. It's not.
It's ALUM,
Yeah.
alum,
Yeah.
INN,
Yep.
aluminum.
No. It's IUM. Aluminum. Aluminium, dear boy.
No, it's not aluminium.
Aluminum.
It's not. It's aluminum.
Americans. I'll let you go for now. So I'll show that.
Where's your big aluminum plants? Do you guys have aluminum plants all over your country? No.
We did. We did. In fact, it was actually us that discovered it, I believe. Welsh specifically, I think.
Yeah, I don't think there's whole sections of bauxite in the English countryside.
No, that's what I'm saying. I think it was actually the Welsh mines that actually had it. Or, it was either the Welsh or the Cornish. Cannot remember exactly.
On to the next story. Are we ready? This one's not.
Yes.
This is not a real story. Because it's from the Babylon Bee. Yes, the Babylon Bee. Buffalo hat wearing Elizabeth Warren leads insurrection against the Supreme Court, and she is, folks. Eyewitnesses reported that Senator Elizabeth Warren donned a buffalo hat and led a group of bloodthirsty insurrectionists up to the marble steps of the Supreme Court building Wednesday morning. According to sources, they are outraged that the murder of babies as a constitutional right is under dispute. Senator Warren, literally shaking, tumbled up the building steps and wailed righteously at the main door of the Marble Palace as her minions violently assaulted it with poster boards and clothes hangers. The court has been compromised, she yelled. All right, they are ruling in a way I disagree with. America has fallen. We demand blood. More blood for the blood god. While rallying her supporters, Elizabeth explained that overturning Roe v. Wade wasn't a big deal because Congress had the power to amend the Constitution, but that she was still angry anyway because she hadn't eaten in a while. And could someone please grab me a Snickers?
Oh dear.
Oh, Republican leaders are reportedly concerned about the recent developments, unsure if they should point out that Elizabeth Warren and laugh or to worry whether continuing to oppose baby murder will make it harder for them to beat Democrats in November. Ugh, this is hard, said Mitch McConnell. Politics, ugh! The insurrectionists were seen walking around the Supreme Court building with signs and flags, just like the violent insurrectionists on January 6th. They have not yet breached the building, however, as Capitol Police have not opened the doors for them. Oh, and I'll be honest with you, Elizabeth Warren is playing Pocahontas. She is on the warpath. Ooh, she is going absolutely berserk over
Yep.
something that has absolutely nothing to do with neither her nor her state when it comes right down to it. Her state
Yeah.
has already, it doesn't make abortions illegal in her state for any of her constituents. Not one of her constituents is affected by this ruling. Not one.
Mm-hmm.
Do you hear me, Lizzie? Oh, I'm sorry, Pocahontas?
Mm-hmm. Actually, can't hear you if you're wearing a buffalo hat. Don't be silly.
All right. If you don't like that, then sit up there and make it, codify it into your freaking state law that you want to kill babies, all right? Just like New York did, right? Even after they've been born, you want to put a freaking put a stake through their heart. I want you to sit up there and tell everybody that's what you want for everybody, because now that's that's what you're really mad about. The fact that you want to sit up there and you have to tell people to do it, rather than those 9 unelected judges.
Yep.
That's all I got to say about that ruling.
Okay. I have a thing to say here from Carl. Aluminium would be correct for periodic elemental naming conventions. A Welshman discovered the material to be can alcohol. Shocked I am. So, anything you want to say, Mister? I can't pronounce words properly.
It's aluminum.
There we go.
Aluminum.
Fail to pronounce. Fail to pronounce. Okay, gotcha.
Easier on the ears. Aluminum.
Actually, do you know it's not?
No, it is.
Okay.
It really is.
I ain't
We're
really
gonna have
ain't.
this argument.
Yeah.
Aluminium is harsh. Aluminum is soft. It's nice. It's gentle. You constantly tell
Bloody
us
America.
how we should be acting as if we're drinking tea. You can't say aluminium very easily while drinking a sip of tea, can you? But you can
You can't say
very
aluminum
easily. Yes,
either.
you can. Aluminum.
Carl asks you now to pronounce it in Spanish. El aluminium. There you go.
I have no idea what it means.
You gotta admit that's not a bad version, is it?
No, that's you. Much more credit to it to doing it justice than I will. On to the next story. We must finish. We have a few stories left, 5 to be exact. White South African arrested for shooting a black woman he mistook for a hippo.
Make sure you tell them that this isn't a Babylon Bee, because it really does sound like it.
This is not a Babylon Bee story, number 1. And number 2 is, when I first read it, the first thing I had to do was go find out whether or not the same...
Mm-hmm.
Whether Miss Georgia was still alive or not. Stacey Abrams? But thankfully, Stacey Abrams was apparently not the one affected by this. An elderly white man in South Africa was taken into custody after shooting a black woman he claims he mistook for a hippo. Paul Hendrik van Zaal, 77, was arrested Tuesday after shooting Ramonoka Linha, 38, while fishing with her partner in the river. All right, the Guardian. This is a Guardian story. This is a British story. Hendrick is
Wow.
facing murder charges after firing shots in the direction of the woman. All right, the National Prosecuting Authority, NPA, said. The shooter told police that he aimed at what he thought were hippos and monkeys.
Oh, just don't. I'm fighting the urge to make silly comments, but
Author-
it's difficult.
Authorities seized 2 rifles, 1 revolver, 1 pistol, and 2 air guns during the arrest. Right.
Damn.
Linha was left with a gunshot in her arm while her spouse managed to hide from the attack. She died from a wound to her arm. Right. The couple was
Technically.
fishing on the farm owned by Hendrick. A group of men and women had been fishing in the river on the the park, all right, an informal settlement outside the mining town of Lefhalal. I swear they're doing this to me intentionally. All right, in the northern Limpopo province since mid-morning. Hendrick fired shots from the riverbank in the early afternoon. Hendrick was freed on 1,000 rands, $62 bail. He killed
Yeah.
somebody and you let him out on $62 bail? My God! Am I missing something here? No wonder South Africa is so screwed up.
Yeah. Back in the 80s, they'd probably given him a medal.
Maybe, right? I mean, this is just insane, okay? First of all,
Yeah.
if you're trying to shoot a hippo, okay, you'd better have a big freaking gun, okay?
Yes.
Because if you just shoot it with a pop gun or an air gun, all you've done is make it mad, okay?
Yeah.
And it's not really a quote unquote predator because it's mostly its diet is, it's a plant type eater, right? But it is the number one killer of humans, all right, in Africa, right?
Yep.
The tigers, the lions, the bears, the leopards, oh my, it's the hippo. Crocodiles, it's a hippo.
From Sean, a hippo? Do you think it was Oprah? No, I think that's actually really unpleasant what you said there, mate. I mean, come on, hippos aren't that big. Yeah, I said it.
Look, it's
I'm going to also disagree with Carl. It's not bad, mate, but if you're going to do it properly, you go for an H&H Express 700. That will deal with the hippo.
okay.
Perfectly.
He didn't kill her. He just shot her.
All right.
But if you're using the kind of round that you're trying to hit a hippo with, and you shot him in the arm, the arm isn't there anymore. Right?
This is true.
All right. I mean, I'm just telling you, you're not gonna go there with a freaking 22 and take pot shots at a freaking hippo. Now, I'll be honest with you. What I think that was happened here is this guy said, "You're on my land. Get off. Get the hell out of here," and he opened fire on him.
Yeah.
That's what I'll bet actually happened. Okay. Now, does that make it right? No. But still, $62. Even for when you're taking shots at people, and you're going to let them out of prison on $62.
Impressive, isn't it?
Just kind of can't wait for this next one to happen. The first commercial brain-computer interface is entering human trials. Just what we need.
As you know, that is what we need. There are lots of people out there that don't have a brain. Let's get calculators to do things for them. It'll probably be better.
Bloomberg News. Synchron Inc., which developed a so-called brain-computer interface and competes with Elon Musk's Neuralink Corporation, enrolled its first patient in the U.S. clinical trial, putting the company's implant on the path toward possible regulatory approval for wider use in people with paralysis. In an early feasibility study funded by the National Institute of Places to send things for coronavirus, you're actually going to try and actually help people? Well, we've been trying to kill people in the millions. I guess we could try and stop people from being quadriplegics and stuff. All right, and we'll evaluate the safety of the device known as Stenroid. Stentroid Road. Stent Road? I don't know how to say that either. I swear to God, they're just out to get me today with freaking pronunciation. The New York-based company said it will also assess how effective Stenroad is in helping patients control digital devices hands-free. There's the big one. Can you imagine jacking in to the internet?
Oh yeah.
You got a little plug on your, at the end of your arm. You just plug yourself in. That's what this is heading toward. Right? The trial represents a landmark for Synchron. Why do I get the thing that like Skynet? Doesn't that sound a lot like Skynet? Right?
I've been waiting for you to say that. I really have.
The first startup working on brain-machine interfaces to begin clinical trials to seeking approval to sell its product. It also puts Synchron ahead of Neuralink, which is better funded but is still recruiting a trial director. Neuralink has raised $205 million last year, all right, because they were too busy trying to own Twitter. Right? Synchron has raised $70 million. The brain-computer interface, or BCI, could empower millions of disabled people to more easily communicate and engage in human life. Paralysis affects more than 5 million people in the United States alone, according to researchers for the CDC. Giving people the ability to walk again and feel again and things like that is a positive step. Okay, I really do believe that. All right.
Yeah.
Even if it's only a temporary solution for a longer term, biological solution, this would be a good thing. Now, as a interface with your brain, I have my reservations. Okay? Because you're getting close to creating brain hacks.
Oh yeah.
Devices that you put in your brain. Whenever you want to recall something, it's stored in that digital memory that you can then pull out. Right? So, I mean, you've already seen it. Look how stupider people are becoming on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Right? Take away somebody's iPhone and start asking them questions and watch what they do. All right? I'm serious.
Oh no, you're right. People will lose their living minds. Oh dear.
Because they've gotten so used to finding everything just by looking it up, they don't have to memorize anything. They don't got to remember anything. They don't have to think about anything. The computer tells them what it is. And when the computer is basically being fed information by a bunch of leftist loons, it's not a surprise that these younger skulls full of mush are just mush. Yeah. There was a sign of one of these frickin' degenerates, right, about the Supreme Court, said, "I wish my mom had aborted me."
So do we all.
And you just look at them like, okay, first of all, then why are you holding the sign?
Yeah.
Okay, no. Right? That's the first thing that comes to mind, okay? Well, if you want to be an organ donor, just say so.
Yep.
How are you supposed to how are you supposed to take that? How are you supposed to suggest that?
I have no idea, dude, but these people are ridiculous sometimes. They really are.
It's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Nantucket votes to allow anyone to go topless on the beaches. No, God, no. We don't need Pocahontas running around on a Nantucket beach friggin' burying anything, okay?
Oh, no, dude. You went to her and thought that was bad. I'm just going to say Nancy Pelosi and end my conversation.
Nantucket is a step closer to allowing anyone who chooses to, regardless of gender, to go topless on a Massachusetts resort island's beaches. This is not a resort for anybody who's been there. Anybody who's been to Massachusetts, there's nothing in Massachusetts that's a resort. Okay? I know they'll want to tell you that. All right. There's nothing. It's it. There's no nightclubs. There's no fun places to go. Right. It's on an island with a bunch of massholes. Okay. Just putting it out there. Right. This is Jaws. Okay.
Hmm?
This is the kind of place like Jaws. You know the movie Jaws. That's the kind of
Oh
little
yeah.
community kind of things that are out there. No, all right, just put it out there. The bylaw was proposed by seventh generation Nantucket resident Dorothy Stover and reads in part, in order to promote equality for all persons, any person shall be allowed to go topless on any public or private beach in town. All right. Under state law, only men can go topless in public. This is not a bad decision. It's not a great decision. It's not a bad decision. Stover told WBUR that she knows that some people who are against the measure, but an overwhelming reaction has been positive. Her hope is to normalize the bodies of all shapes. She wants a nudist colony. Nantucket will soon be a nudist colony. All right? I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah.
The proposed amendment is to exempt children and jetties, beaches, both popular with families, tourists, was withdrawn. Okay, um, Nantucket, enjoy. You might as well call yourselves Hollywood East. This is where a lot of these people go, by the way, where the rich and famous play, right? To get away from it all. This is one of the places that Barack Obama, Ted Kennedy, George W. Bush, right? George went there, right? This is their they have property and everything else in this area, right? It's generally windy. It's generally cold. Doesn't get are there some areas times in summer where it's warm in Massachusetts? Yes, but overall it sucks. Okay. I'm just putting it out there. Nantucket is not one of these places that I think of as it's a out of the way kind of where you don't have people around you all the place. But like anything, when it becomes too popular, everybody's there, right? So I personally find nothing resortable about it.
Dude, here's a mental image for you.
I
All of
don't
these
need
lovely
any
people.
more of your mental images for Jensen.
Okay, then. I'll be quiet. I'm
You
just going to say blue hair and leave it there.
You started with Skeletor. I can imagine how deep you want to go down.
I wonder if they actually dye the hair under their arms. Sorry, just a mental image. Okay.
I tried to save you, folks. I tried to stop you. I did try. Didn't try real hard, but I did try. Smithsonian Zoo reinforces barriers around a flamingo yard after a fox kills 25 of them. This is a busy fox. A wild
Mr.
fox.
Foxy's gonna get some.
A wild fox has killed 25 American flamingos and one northern pink-tailed duck, or pin-tailed
Yeah.
duck, excuse me, at the Smithsonian National Zoo. The zoo has increased measures protecting the remaining birds. How many do you have left? 3? I mean,
You know why it killed the duck, don't you?
why?
It wanted something different. It was bored of the total flamingo. Don't be stupid. I thought that was easy.
When the birdhouse staff arrived on Monday morning, they found dead flamingos and saw a flock in the flamingos' outdoor yards, according to the Smithsonian National Zoo and Conservation Biology Institute. Now, didn't they just recently capture a fox near the Senate building? I do believe that they put that one down, though, to be honest. All right, the fox escaped from the yard. All right, the flock originally had 74 flamingos. That's pretty good. The remaining birds were moved indoors into their barn, and the ducks were moved to a secure, covered outdoor space. It's a heartbreaking loss for us and everyone who cares about our animals. It's nature. You should have been celebrating.
Yeah.
I do gotta wonder about this fox. I mean, it killed 25 of these things. Are flamingos just not enough meat on them for a fox? I mean, what the hell was this fox hunting for? A tribe? I mean, good God.
Be honest, have you looked at a flamingo? Do you really see much in the way of meat on these things? Come on.
No, but then again,
It needed 25 to make a sandwich. Come on.
digital camera traps with infrared triggers are triggered at the moment to check for night activity. The morning the fox killed the flamingos, a new softball-sized hole in the heavy-duty metal mesh that surrounds the bird yard was discovered. Really? Didn't discover that one before? Are these foxes running around with wire cutters that I don't know about? Right? Well, they
You mean
one too 20 times watching Hogan's Heroes. Is that what these guys have been doing?
you mean American foxes don't? Oh, I'll be quiet now. Okay.
Just put it out there. Come on. Now, I'm sure that these flamingos have their wings clipped or something, right? So that they can't fly away. Which is.
I would hope so. Yeah. No, dude. I'm not actually being nasty with this one. I would bloody hope that was the case. Otherwise, these idiots sat around watching their friends getting munched on by the fox, going, "Oh look, there goes George.
I think.
Oh, there goes Kevin."
At what point do you start going? I think I want to go out deeper in the water.
Yeah.
Just put it out there. Hey, send the duck. Oh wow. Maybe he'll go deal with just putting it out there. Okay, are we ready for the final story of the day?
No, we are. No one is ready for this story.
Cops 21 cops a plea deal, or woman 21 cops a plea deal in oral denial shooting. A Louisiana
Yes,
woman.
you did hear him.
A Louisiana woman has fired a shot at a male acquaintance who refused to perform oral sex on her, or has pled guilty to a felony gun charge as part of a deal that spares her prison time. In April 27th, all right, sentencing hearing in Baton Rouge Courthouse, Anisha, I'm not trying to pronounce your name incorrectly. I've had a bad day for pronunciations. All right, Speed copped to a weapons charge while prosecutors dropped a felony aggravated assault count against the 21-year-old. Speed was placed on probation for 2 years in order to perform 40 hours of community service. What kind of service do you think they're going to sentence her to?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
DAR came up with it.
She
Brings a whole new meaning to eat the bugs, bigot. Ew!
Oh, God. She will also have to pay about $800 in fines and court costs and complete effective decision-making courses. I'd say that she effectively made a decision. I don't think it's her decision.
Yeah.
An effective decision-making course. It's not her making a decision isn't the problem.
Yeah.
Oh my God. As detailed in a probable cause affidavit, the victim told police that the victim told the police he had invited Speed to his home due to the two hanging out earlier in the day. Speed, the man added, subsequently asked for oral sex. After the man declined the request from Speed, she produced a .40 caliber handgun and demanded oral sex, again stating if he declined, she would shoot him. The man grabbed Speed's wrist and she fired the weapon, but the round did not hit him. The victim then fled his home, all right, and then jumped from the second floor balcony to avoid getting shot again. Dude, I'll give you credit for not putting your dick in crazy. I don't give you so much credit for taking crazy home.
Yeah. From Matt, wait, go back. Click on the DUI dancing story. We did that one recently, mate. It was a person that was, when asked to do the DUI walking test, started doing what was it, Irish dancing and break dancing and something.
Yeah, it was. You talking about this one here? DUI suspect broke out in dance moves during a roadside sobriety test.
Yep.
The Florida drunk driving performed multiple ballet and Irish folk dance moves. This one right here, right? Now, I don't think that she had a problem pulling out a 40 and stood up and said, "Go down on me, boys." All right,
Oh dear.
I'll just put it out there, folks. These are actual news stories. you
Yeah.
can't you can't make this stuff up, and you're wondering why our society is degenerating into a heap. You know.
It's bad. It's really bad.
We've been going for about an hour, which is what I want to try and keep these two now. So, do you
Okay.
have anything left, Jensen? Any more stories that you want us to add to the bin here?
No, I think that last story said far, far too much. I would say it said everything, but no, it was definitely too much.
Okay, I think we need to end the stream then.
Okay then. On
Thanks for
that
thanks.
case, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming out. Go on, mate.
Good night, everybody, and good luck.
Bye bye.